Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me. Do you still remember me? I don't know if I still remember how to do a video or not. I am back. I'm going to slowly venture back in. My hubby is doing great. I want to let y'all know that up front about the updates from the family. It did me a lot of good to take some time off and spend with my family. I don't do that often enough, but I'm going to have to start doing a better job of it. So I spent all week with my family and with hubby and Elisha. Elisha went to her appointment today. She had her ultrasound done. Of course, they won't tell her anything for a couple of days, probably Monday or Tuesday before she knows, but we're just believing everything's going to be okay. So she's in good spirits. She came home and made Mama in good spirits, So I thought I would do a video. Now I'm filming this on Friday. It may not upload until tomorrow. I'll try to get you 2 or 3 videos up tomorrow if I can. But I just wanted to try to get started today because, the longer you're away from something, the more you forget. So, and I don't want to forget. I don't want you guys to forget about me, and I don't want to forget about you. So, okay, what we're going to make today is some little peekaboo booklets. Now, I don't know if we're going to call these peekaboo because Melina actually had a video up last week, I think it was, that said peekaboo, but I'm using my scraps up. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of scraps, so I've just pulled out scraps and started cutting, and when I started cutting, I thought, Edith, you're cutting anyway, so why not turn the video camera on? If it's not a great video, I apologize, but it's a video. Now, I am not going to put papers in every one because you guys know how to put the papers in. I just tore some for this one, and I'm just using odd anything that I have that you can write on. It doesn't matter. Copy paper. This is a little bit of deli paper, I think, and vellum, just whatever I had in my stash that was scraps. And I just laid those in there, but they're not going to be sewn in right now. Now, what I did was I took a scrap for the outside, and I took a scrap for the inside, and these can be any size. You don't have to make them a particular size. I went by my scraps. If they were taller, which this one's taller, then I just left the scrap that size. If they were smaller, then I left it this size. This one was a little bit shorter. And then I just chose another scrap that fit well with it, that kind of went with the colors. This little hole right here, I cut out with my 1.5 inch hole punch, and I'll show you how I did that. These are our little acetate butterflies. I put that in there, and I put that in a piece of just my packaging here. I cut a piece of my packaging, slid my little butterfly in there, and then I put this on top of it, glued it, and then stitched around it, and it's finished. And I went ahead and just did some, excuse me, I got the hiccups again, real messy stitching around through here. So that's it. And then my little notebook will just go in there, and it'll be ready for my journal. So we'll do a couple. Now I have this one that's basically set up ready to go, but I haven't stitched anything or glued anything. So I'm going to show you what I did. All I did was I slipped this in as far as it would go, and, well, I take that back. I cut another piece of paper for the inside, cut it the same size as I did the outside one. I held them together really tight so they wouldn't slip. I slid this in there, and then I just cut it. I just cut a hole. That way, I knew that both of my holes was going to match, okay? And then I just folded them in the center, like that. So there's the inside and outside. And then this is just a piece of this packaging that I have cut a little bit bigger than my hole. You can see it's going to be larger than my hole. And then I just kind of place, and my butterfly is not exactly in there perfect, but that's okay because you can kind of place it around like you want, and then just trim off any excess, because you can either stitch around this or just put a good bit of glue around it to hold that in place. So my little butterfly is in there. I'm going to straighten him up a little bit, and that'll help me get it in place. Now, if you want to put a little drop of glue on the back of this, you can. On this one, I think I'm going to just a little tiny drop to hold him where I want him. And I'm going to use our Barely Arts. Now this is still going to show, but if you want to do a double butterfly, so you'll have one on the front and on the inside, you can do that too. And it'll cover this little bit of glue up. I'm not going to worry about doing that on mine, but you could certainly do that. Or you could just put something else on there if you want to. See, that's not really going to show once it dries, but that's up to you. Okay. So we're going to put our little butterfly right there. And so you can see a little bit of that glue seepage up there and a little down there, but when that dries, it should be fine. And I'm just going to squish it a little bit more with my fingers, and see it's almost gone already. That's the good thing about that glue. All right, I'm going to put it about right there. Oops. And then I'm just going to clip this. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to get some washi tape and put on that. The reason I do the washi tape is just so that it'll hold it in place while I glue my other piece on. And it doesn't matter what kind of washi tape, because it's going to be covered up. So, and thank you guys, all of you. I'm telling you, I have got so many messages, so many post, text messages from all of you. I really appreciate all of your prayers, well wishes, thinking of you, everything. And it has been wonderful. That has kept us going. And my husband even said, he said, your subscribers are amazing. And y'all are. You are amazing. I love each and every one of you. I really do. Okay. That is going to hold that in place while we put this piece on. And we can go ahead and we can glue this down, or you can just take it to your sewing machine and stitch. I'm going to glue mine first, and then I'll stitch it later. We're not going to glue right now. So if you don't want to glue, then don't worry about it. Don't worry. Now I try to put a good amount right in the little seam there, because that's where your fold's going to be, and it's going to have more pressure there. But if you're going to sew your signature in there, you don't have to worry about that too much either. Oh, the Barely Arts refills will be here Monday. The little bear, the bear refills will be here Monday. I can't wait, because mine is almost empty. They finally got all of those back in stock, and they'll be here Monday. Okay. That, and I'm just kind of sliding that back piece around where I can't see it in the front. And I don't care if it fits perfectly. This one looks like it's a little short. I may have got a little crooked. That's okay. I'm going to trim off anyway, so it's not a problem. Might be a good idea if I put this in my trimmer, because my hand hadn't been cutting anything either lately, so yeah, it looks like it kind of went crooked on me. Okay, just going to cut a little there and a little over here. There we go. That should work. And look at that. Fits perfect now. And I'm probably going to wait until that glue dries before I give that a fold. But that's basically it. That's how quick and easy these are to make. So cutting your pieces of paper is the main thing. After that, it falls together quick. So I'm going to lay that there and let it dry. And we're going to do one now from start to finish. All right, let's get this piece. This is a little short one. And just trying to see if I can find a piece of paper that's going to be the size that I need to go in here. All right, let me grab another piece of paper. I need another piece to go on the inside. Yeah, none of these are long enough. So let me grab another scrap. Oh, look at this. This is a pretty scrap. Now I don't know if I want that on the outside or inside. Well, let's just cut it down and then we'll decide. where we want it. We may want that one on the on the outside and this one on the inside. And I'm just going to make a little mark where I want to cut it. You could just trim it off as is if you want, but I'm going to try to do this way. I tried to do it a little bit better so that I can make my cuts more even. Okay. Nice scrap. This is a beautiful paper. Okay. And I'll keep that piece too. Ooh, that is just so pretty. So what do we want? That way or that way? I think our butterfly will show up better with this on the outside, but oh wow, I don't know. So what butterfly are we going to put in there? So if we use this side, we can put a blue one in there. That would be pretty. If we use this side, I'll tell you, let's just go ahead and use this side like I had planned, and I'll put a blue butterfly in there. I'm going to hold them together, and you can either go in this way or go up this way. Depends on what you want to cut off. I think either way I'm going to cut basically the same thing. So I'm just going to go up from the bottom, and I saved these little pieces because they're good to use in your journals. So there is our little piece cut. Now let's see what butterfly we want to put in there. Ooh, that one's pretty, but let's see this dark one. See, I like that dark one in there, even though this is more of a purplish blue, but I think the dark looks pretty. That one's pretty too. We may go with that one, and then the little numbers will show at the top. Let's see. Let's try this one first before we settle on anything. That's pretty, but it's not quite bright enough for me. So I'm going to go with this blue one here. And I just cut the packaging and all like that. This wording on here, I can't really get it in the frame, so I just cut it off. And I use it on something else. So then I take it out of its little piece there. And then we'll cut just a little piece of this. And this doesn't have to be perfect. You can cut it any way you want. I usually just cut a piece bigger than the little opening there. Oh yeah, I like that. That shows up well. I like that. All right, I'm going to flip it over. I think I'm going to put a little dot of glue on my butterfly though. It just keeps it from sliding out of the frame or out of the image there. A little hole. I'm going to try not to press it. There we go. I'll press it out toward the wings, and that way maybe it won't show very much. Which when it dries it won't anyway, but yeah, we just need to frame him back up again. I think right there is where I want him. I'm going to clip it just so that my fingers won't let it move out of the way. And then I'm going to put some tape on there. And I just use this over and over because mainly I've got a lot of it and it's very sticky. You could use a regular Scotch tape if you want. Doesn't matter. And then I just try not to get it in that frame. Even if I have to trim it off, I don't want it in the frame. Don't want to be able to see it from the front side. Okay. Now I'm just going to flip this over. Give it a trim. Cute. Now we're ready to glue this down. Now you could use, if you have a die cut, or if you have a die that will cut a hole or a square or whatever, you could use that. And you can put anything that you want in the opening. You know me, I just like butterflies. So I'm using my butterflies. These are the acetate butterflies that we have in the store. Now before I stick it really, really good, I like to flip it over and make sure that I don't see that paper on the back, and I don't. Looks good. Then make sure that I press it down well. So that one is finished other than folding it. And you know, you could do some decorating on that if you wanted. All right, let's do this one. This is a different one. And I have already got everything cut. So basically, now this paper did crack when I folded it. So I put some of this washi on there, but I noticed my washi's not really working like I want it to. So I may have to put another washi on top of that one. I'm going to go ahead and take this back off. And I'm not sure, no, I don't have this one glued down or anything. I was just choosing my butterflies. So I'm going to pull that butterfly out of its little pack there. Cut another piece. If you don't have packaging, you can use any type of, this is just plastic. You can use any type of plastic that you might have. I save my packaging, so I usually have more than my husband wants me to keep. I have it in all areas. That butterfly didn't want to be captured. He jumped right out of my hand. Let's see. Let's put it in right there. And again, I'm just going to put a tiny dot glue. As tiny as I can be. You know I'm heavy-handed, so tiny is hard for me. Okay. Now let's see if we can get it in there. Isn't that going to be pretty? I love that brown and brown together. This was just an old scrap piece of paper that who knows how long it's been in my stash. And I just couldn't find anything that I wanted to use it on. And I thought this would be the ideal thing. Look at that. I love that. Okay, I'm going to clip it. Clipping it just helps me. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It just helps me line things up. But then I'll have all of these little notebooks. And you could use them for pockets or something else. You don't have to use them for notebooks. But I'm down to about 4 notebooks in my stash. So I thought I would make a few notebooks since I have so many scraps. Okay, got a nice messy job of taping that down. So now we're ready to glue the inside down. And I think this piece was a tiny bit shorter than this one. So I'll have to probably do some trimming, but that's okay. We can trim afterwards. Now when I put my glue up around this little opening, I don't put it too close because when you squish it down, you don't want it squishing in the opening there in your little window. Oops. You do want to put it on there though, not like me and put it on your desk. So how have you guys been doing? How have you been doing? Let me know in the comments below. Give me conversation. I need to talk to somebody other than my family for a while. No, I've enjoyed talking to my family, believe me, but I need to talk to other people too. I need other people to talk to me. Now we've had basically a good week. It has been a very trying week on our faith and our patience, but we have made it through. I'm just waiting on one more test result, and we're praying and thanking the Lord that it's going to be okay. All right, so let's see. Let's do a little bit of trimming because the inside is just a little bit off. Now, it doesn't, you don't have to do this. I'm just stickler. So that one is ready to be stitched around, whatever you want to do to it. You could even round your corners, or you could use your little punches and scallop the edges. You could do tons of different things with these. But I'm going to wait till my glue dries before I give it a fold. And then I have one more that's basically, I just went ahead and cut some pieces of paper because I knew you guys know how to cut paper. So I went ahead and cut my paper. That way it didn't take quite so long. Now this doesn't match perfectly, but I kind of liked what this said in here. And it's got the pinks and all of that in it and the greens. So we're going to go with it. It's good enough for me. I'm not going to be that picky. So just take my little butterfly out of his pack there. And then I had an extra little piece of plastic cut here somewhere. And you can even use these little pieces that the butterflies come in. Look, there's a little piece right there. Let's see if I can... No, it's got that fold at the bottom. I can't really use it. So let's just grab another piece of this. Could probably use it if you cut it right. I don't throw those away. I use most of them. Okay, run a little butterfly. Put you right there. Now this one, I'm putting a green one in. I think this green's very pretty. And a little dot, 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 dot. There we go. And then flip it over and just make sure that it's going to come, it's going to show in there. There we go. We can put it right there and our little number will show at the bottom. Now I'll have to trim this, this acetate off a little bit, but that's okay. Or this plastic's what it is. But that's all right. Okay. I'm just going to clip it a couple of places. This one, let's see, I'm gonna have to be real careful because I didn't cut my plastic quite wide enough, but it's okay. Okay, I think that will be enough. Once I stitch around it and do my gluing and all of that, it'll be fine. All right, let's put this piece back in. If I can figure out which way I put it. Like that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Glue it in like that. Now, I'm not gluing all the way to the edge because I'm going to stitch, but if you're not going to stitch, then make sure that you glue all the way to the edge. And you could even stitch a little piece of lace in between these layers. Ooh, that would be pretty. Oh, I was just thinking about that. I might have to do that on this one. Let's see. Let me grab a piece of lace. I don't know if this is going to be the right size. Probably needs to be a little bit bigger. But this was the quickest one I could grab since I already have my glue down. Now I've just got Barely Arts glue here. So it's not Fabri-Tac or anything, but it's going to hold it until I can stitch it. Let's see. The main thing we want to make sure of is that our paper lines up in our window. And then everything else should fall in place. Pull that one out a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, and we can stitch down through there, and that'll be our little piece of lace on it. That's cute. I like that. I'm glad you guys thought about that. I would have not thought about that had it not been for you. Isn't that cute? I love that with the lace on it. I may have to put lace on the other ones now. Okay, so that is it. That's basically just how quick and easy these are to make. And you can just make a ton of them and then just lay them aside and decorate them as you need them. If you want to wait that long, decorate them as you start to put them in your journal, because you may put them in a journal that has some different things in it and you want to put something specific on there. And then that one, I don't think I'll do very much decorating. I love that. Look what I did. Look what I did. The writing is upside down. But you know what? That's going to be okay with me, because what I'll do is put something over that. Yeah, it was supposed to went this way. I was supposed to cut over here. And I wanted this as the top. I know that's the reason I was looking at that like that. But no problem. No problem. It's not, I mean, this doesn't bother me. I'll use this in my journal. But I'll put something over this. May even be some little flowers or something in a word. And then I'll put something over that back, and that'll be fine. We do make errors. And then this one I'll stitch around here, and the same here. Stitching around them, believe it or not, makes them stand out so much more, as you can see. And I did very, very messy stitching. I just went all different kinds of ways. So that is it, guys. That's how quick and easy these are to make. I'm not going to decorate these up, because that will be for each individual. You may decorate completely different than I do. And I probably won't even decorate mine. I may decorate one just to kind of show you in the photos how I decorated this one. But the others I probably won't. I'll just save until I start to put them in my journal. And then I will decorate them up depending on what style my journal is. But that is it. That's how quick and easy they are. And we still have a few of these butterflies in stock if you want to grab any. I'm not sure how many or what colors, but I know we had just a few this morning when I was looking at the stock. So, all right, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being patient with me through all these, or through this past week. I started to say all these weeks, because I feel like I've been gone a month. But I really appreciate it. I appreciate your prayers and your well wishes for my family. That's very, very sweet of you. And one of these days, we are all going to meet at somewhere when all of this mess, you guys know what I'm talking about, the C-O word is over with. We're all going to meet up somewhere. We're going to have a bash. We're going to have a crafting bash. We're going to have lots of fun, and I want to meet each and every one of you. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. That helps support our channel. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.